The day has begun. We have just arrived at the Quail, which is one of the best car shows I've ever been to, and there are going to be some seriously epic reveals today. First thing, we're going to do a vlog of the entire day, the event, show you what it's like, all the amazing classic, modern, brand new concept cars, race cars on display here. And there, I mean, I'm looking over there and I'm pretty sure the Urus Performante is going to be revealed shortly. So I have a bunch of different videos today. I am super excited. You'll see all the different manufacturers have their tent set up. There's a roof right there. A bunch of Lamborghini LM02s. I don't think the champagne has even started yet. Gordon Murray Automotive. There's Lamborghini. They've got some stuff over there. What is that in the middle? So this is pretty exciting. I am pretty sure under this cover is the 992 Gt3 Rs because it has a rear wing that's like 7 stories tall. Holy crap, that is, even under a cover, that is ridiculous. The pictures have been released, so we're going to be seeing it in person here. Obviously, Pagani is going to have an epic display. There's the Huayra Tricolore. There we've got the Huayra R, Zonda R, multiple Zonda Rs, but this is the latest and greatest. Pagani Huayra R, track only, V12 insanity. Look at that thing. Mind blown already, and I've been in here for about 35 seconds. Zonda R is one of those, that's a poster car. Oh my gosh. Listen to that noise. Pagani Huayra, if Da Vinci made a sports car. I agree with that statement. Here's the lineage of the R. 6-minute 47 Zonda R Nürburgring lap time. That scared me. Holy crap, I thought there was a person standing there. Okay.
I think we should lift the veil. Let's see it. Ta-da! This car, it's such a complicated machine, but still so user-friendly. And it's the utmost we could do to bring the best performance to this engine, to this GT3 variant. It has active aerodynamics. It has aerodynamic values like a GT3 race car, like the cars you have been driving, at full speed, at about 290 kilometers per hour on the Döttinger Straight. That's the biggest straight we have on a racetrack in Germany. There's 860 kilos of downforce on the car. That's 2 horses sitting on the roof, if you compare that. And we have a mono radiator concept like in the GT3 R race car. That means we have one single radiator in the front, optimized aerodynamics, and we have the fire-breathing 9,000 RPM GT3 engine, which is revised for this thing. It has different cylinder heads, it has hotter cams, it has more power at higher RPMs, and the suspension is completely new. It is featuring double wishbone front axle. It is featuring foiled-like, wing-like wishbones and control arms, so producing additional downforce. And that was a talk of the town, the wing. It's the father of all wings with a wonderful 911 attached to it.
And just like that, one of the first reveals of the day, the new 992 Porsche Gt3 Rs, which is looking absolutely absurd. That wing from behind is effectively taller than the roof of the car. It is ridiculous. This thing is an actual race car for the road. It's so extreme. The aero, I'm sure this car is going to be absolutely ridiculous to drive. Probably as close as you can get to a GT3 Cup car on the street. Makes the previous Gen 3 RS look tame in comparison. This one is white with green accents. Look at this. This is the first time I think a GT3 RS of the 992 generation has been seen in real life. Like, we just got the press conference, heard some details on the car, and then they pulled the cover off. The sculpting in on the sides. The green and white livery is pretty cool, but that wing is just ridiculous. It's top mounted. I think they're called like swan neck wings because the underside of the rear wing is actually most important in terms of surface area for downforce, aerodynamically speaking. Crazy diffuser down here too. The Guntherwerks Project Tornado, a 993 based, turbocharged now, covered in carbon fiber, modernized. This thing is absolutely beautiful with the widened body too. The launch car in this orange, Looks epic. We'll be getting an up-close personal tour of this tomorrow. Of a private showing, which we will get much more footage of and more details, but this thing is going to have an insane power to weight ratio, be extremely capable on track, and I just love how it blends the classic styling, proportions, and preserves it of the 993, but thoroughly updates it. Check out the interior. The entire door is carbon fiber with what looks like machined, remastered by Guntherwerks, just like billet aluminum with the door pull straps there. And then we have Project Tornado here on the carbon door sill. Look at these carbon fiber bucket seats. Absolutely crazy. And then behind there, all carbon fiber rear seat delete. This is a work of art blended with engineering, and I love when manufacturers do something like this. So this is a new Guntherwerks Project Tornado. Again, we'll be getting a much closer personal look at the vehicle tomorrow.
Welcome to the 2022 Koenigsegg stand.
Koenigsegg press conference featuring a worldwide.
So it's with a great pleasure I'm here today showing our latest creations. First of all, you see next to me the Jesko Attack and the Jesko Absolute, the cars that have just been put on the production line, replacing the Regera, which we had a lot of fun with producing and getting out into the marketplace to our customers for the last 4 or 5 years. The Jeskos are really a very exciting project for us. It's a homage to my father, who was also instrumental in helping me get going through some difficult times in the beginning. And 2022 is actually 20 years since we started production of producing cars at Koenigsegg. So we felt it appropriate to celebrate the 20 years of Koenigsegg production by honoring that very first car, taking inspiration from that and bringing it into the future. Not a retro creation, but just celebrating the start of Koenigsegg. So here we go. The CC850. So the CC8S stood for Competition Coupe 8-cylinder supercharged. This one, again, Competition Coupe 8-cylinder, celebrating 20 years of production. And I'm actually just turned 50 years old a month ago. And we felt that was an appropriate number for the limited edition of this car to make 50 of them. It is based on our absolutely latest technology, coming from the Jesko program, but very much adjusted for the spirit of this car. What is super unusual with this car is that it has a manual shift with variable gear ratios for track use or normal use, with a clutch pedal with amazing tactile feedback and sensation, but you can also put it in automatic mode. As we are in 2022, we felt we needed to bring the manual back, but also bring the manual into the future. Also to be able to homologate the car and pass all the future emission tests and so on. Of course, this car also runs on renewable fuel, which is very important to us, so that we can save the experience of the combustion engine without sacrificing the environment. But we have a very short time slot here, so instead of me talking, I think you want to hear what the car sounds like. It's the fastest revving production engine in a production car, similar to the Jesko, as you could hear from the sound. So thank you for coming. Please enjoy. Please have a closer look. Cheers.
So we have the mad genius here, not Parker, Christian. One question. Transmission is amazing. What happens if you're in drive and you put the clutch pedal in?
Nothing.
Nothing. All right, that's easy.
Right,
That's easy.
Right.
That is
disconnected from the system.
I see.
It is based on our 9-speed Lightspeed transmission, which is compounding 3x3 gears into 9, 3x3. So we have hydraulic clutches choosing the different gears, and we're actually driving away on those clutches as well. There is no main clutch, so we don't need a flywheel or a main clutch, which is the reason why it's so fast revving. So the clutch pedal, when in manual mode, actually directly controls the hydraulic clutches you are engaging in each gear. So it is like a normal manual. You can stutter away, or you can spin away, or you can stall the car, or you can drive smoothly. It's just directly connected, but in a novel way then. Of course, this is multiple clutches. And then the shifter, it chooses which clutches to use with a direct connection again, with feedback to the shifter, what's going on in the transmission for absolute normal manual feel. But of course, it's a new take. It's a different type of transmission, but it's not an automatic transmission. It is actually, in many ways, a manual, but with hydraulic electronic control. And as we have 9-speed capability, we have 6 slots for the gear, because otherwise you get confused. We have different gear ratios in each slot for different modes. So track setting, you have a tall first gear, and then a tight split between the gears for track driving. In normal mode, it's a shorter first gear for better city driving and so on, and then a little bit longer spread between the gears for that need. And then in drive mode, automatic, where you don't need a clutch, it's 9 speeds.
Would that be your favorite part of this vehicle? Is that the highlight feature?
I don't know, I mean, that is amazing, and it's so fun, and the technicians been driving, I can't believe this is just like a normal manual. It just feels absolutely fantastically normal, but it has this crazy technology. But it's also how it really celebrates the first ever Koenigsegg created, a CC850. So that is very emotional to me. So the combination of bringing the first ever Koenigsegg into the future with this technology behind is very emotional.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. So we just heard Christian explain how this insane transmission works. That is a true gated 6-speed manual transmission with different gear ratios out of the total 9. But if you see over there, if you move the shifter all the way over to the right into drive, and then there's reverse above it, it runs as an automatic. But it has a real clutch pedal down here, which is actually engaged, so you can drive it as a manual transmission, but it picks different gears. So actual first gear on the manual isn't the true first gear in the gearbox, because it's such a aggressive gear ratio. Like, this is absolutely crazy. Look at the linkage and the wooden shifter knob with the flag on it, and then everything is just carbon fiber or leather inside this new CC850. Jeff is ruining my video, but
I am.
actually improving it every single way.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Doing well? Yeah, it's Quail.
The Quail, yeah.
It's cool. It's something different.
It is.
That's the key thing, is it's something different from everything else.
This might be the most impressive car here at the show, but Bugatti has not revealed their new car yet. But this thing is just absolutely amazing. One of 50. Looking forward to seeing what the 50 owners do with theirs in terms of configuration specs, and hopefully driving and enjoying these.
The hypercar era was started with the Bugatti Veyron almost 20 years ago. It was the first true hypercar with over 1,000 horsepower, over 400 kilometers per hour or 250 miles per hour, over €1 million cost. So it started a new chapter, basically. But to make that possible, Bugatti had to develop a really unique engine, the W16, with 4 cylinders, and at that time, with 4 turbos, 16 cylinders, and at that time, 1,000 horsepower. It was continually developed and improved until today, in modern Bugattis, it reached 1,600 horsepower. And I think many people call it peak engine. Like, that's the craziest engine to be ever developed. As we are heading to a hybrid future for Bugatti, we have already announced that the next Bugattis will be hybrid. It will have a combustion engine, but not the W16. And I encourage you to have a look there at the W16 engine with the 4 turbos, a beautiful, beautiful machine. And in that hybrid future, there will be a place for combustion engines, but not the W16. So we have decided to celebrate this glorious machine one last time. And which better way to do it than with an open rooftop car to enjoy the sound of the 16 cylinders and the 4 turbines in the car. So we have decided to create an open rooftop car. And when I came for the first time to the company, I was told it's impossible to create an open car based on the Chiron platform. it would have to be redesigned so much. So Emilio Schervo, our CTO, Chief Technical Officer of Bugatti Rimac, and his team worked a lot to make that possible. We redesigned the car a lot. It's a lot of new stuff, especially making it road legal. It's a very limited number of cars, low volume, so making it US homologated was not. But also, we didn't want to limit the power. The performance of the W16, being an open rooftop car, we wanted still to achieve the top speed of 420 kilometers per hour or 260 miles per hour with an open rooftop with this car. Bugatti W16 Mistral.
To unveil the Lamborghini Urus Performante. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lamborghini Urus Performante is lower, is wider, is lighter, and better performing than the Urus before. Thanks to the steel springs, the Urus is 20 millimeters lower, it's 16 millimeters larger. It's better in terms of handling because the center of gravity is lower. And the car is lighter by 47 kilos, also thanks to additional use of carbon fiber, like the one we have here, where you see a visible carbon fiber front engine bonnet, which you can also have without the visible carbon fiber. And this, so the reduction of weight of the 47 kilos linked to additional horsepower, 666, is leading to an incredible weight to power ratio of just 3.2 kilos per horsepower. But this is not ending here, because we call it design follows performance, where we reduce the drag, we increase the downforce of this car, thanks to a new front bumper where you have the, let's say, the air which is going more around the car. We have air outlets on the bonnet, and we also have a more important spoiler in the back, which is increasing, as I said, the downforce, especially in the back of the car, almost up to 40%. So very good in terms of driving behavior. And then we worked a lot also and improved the agility on the car. So on one hand side, we have the rear seat wheeling, turning, and we have on top of that the torque vectoring, and this in terms of agility and responsiveness is incredible. And all of this together, we wanted to prove somewhere. So we went to the Pikes Peak, so the famous hill climbing parkour, and we outbeat the record, which was there before, by 17 seconds. And this is really something, and it's very important for the car, because we always want to prove that performance is very important for us. So also, if this car is very much about performance, it's much more than the sum of its numbers. Today is the launch of the Urus Performante, and we will have other surprises later this year. And then there is the big step for Automobile Lamborghini, because in the years 23 and 24, we are going to hybridize all of our lineup. So the year 23 especially is very important, because it will be the first hypercar. It will be the follower of the Aventador, which will have a brand new V12.
Look at this, the Gordon Murray T50 with the fan back here, all the carbon fiber. We're here checking it out with a friend of mine who has one on order. Massive congratulations to him. Central seating, manual V12. Like, what more could you ask for from the designer of the McLaren F1? This car is absolutely going to be epic. Look at that door. Doors that go up are just better. Right, Chris? Absolutely. Doors that go up are just better. Man, the central seating also, that's got to be quite an experience. A hypercar / supercar, they can have 2 friends with you, and 100 are being made, so that's properly rare. Just look at these specs. Under 1,000 kilograms, 3.9 liter V12 that revs at 12,100 RPM. That's insane. They are masters of 3D printing. This car is a showcase of technology. 2-seater, but it's one in front of the other. And if you see the components, look at that. That's like a subframe in the back. All 3D printed. And I believe the shape was like all calculated out for it to model. So it's not conventional in any capacity, but the car looks like a race car. Just the shape of the cabin. This is a Hyper GT. I believe it's a concept that was just revealed. So you can't see the interior because it's a concept. But oh, look at these mirrors. Just epic what 3D printing can do, and I love that they leave it exposed so you can see components inside. They call the 21C VMAX the first human AI designed in 3D printed hypercar. Look at these numbers: 0 to 60 in 1.9, 0 to 248 to 0, and 27.1 seconds. Quarter mile in 8.1, top speed of 253. That is insanity. Those numbers are almost unbelievable. Look at this. All the 3D printed components. That's absolutely insane. It's really cool seeing how technology is advancing to allow companies like this to start rapid prototyping, designing, testing, and building cars in such a short period of time. I was talking to my friend over by the Gordon Murray Automotive booth about that vehicle's timeline. It's absolutely impressive what they're able to do to get customer cars out there and testing and push the envelope of innovation, engineering, performance. It's amazing here. It's so cool. And we also have older classic cars here on the inner part of the field. So it looks like on the outside ring is all the main manufacturers that have their latest concept cars, hypercars, supercars. But look, there's a beautiful 300 SL black over red, and then Porsche Speedsters here. This year is supposed to be a BMW M celebration event, so there's a bunch of M cars down there. But it's a great blend of old and new. The Phantom Series 2, this is the big boy. This makes the Ghost look like, might as well be a regular 7 Series, but this is presence. Man, this is the size of a small SUV. Like, this is not a regular car. You don't understand the magnitude and scale until you see one of these. The carpets. This is the Pebble Beach 2022 Special Commission. And this interior, wow. Yeah, okay, that's a Phantom. And if you get a Phantom, this is where you want to sit. I feel like you have to have a driver, although one of the Rolls-Royce reps said that a lot of the clients actually drive the Phantoms themselves, but that's got to be one of the most comfortable ways to travel. And I also love in Rolls-Royces, you don't pick a number for how much airflow, you pick how hard it is, soft, medium, high, or max.
This is Forbidden Pink, I love it.
Forbidden Pink.
This would be a good car for Denise.
Absolutely. Hear that, Denise? You've got a new car on the way. So McLaren has decided to go ahead and make the Senna look like a regular streetable car because this is full out race car. I like all the McLaren logo, like motifs all over the vehicle too. They seem to do that. The cutout on this side here. The rear end is absolutely insane too. Wow. I wasn't here for the press conference and I haven't looked stuff up yet, but I think this is supposed to have a naturally aspirated V10. That's an alien spaceship with the exposed suspension too down there. Always an amazing thing to see a Singer. These are absolute works of art. Oh, this one has a luggage in the back too. Finally, for the first time since 8 a.m., there's actually some open space around the Bugatti. The final of the W16s. And it's homologated for road use in America. The Mistral. Mistral? I think that's how it's pronounced. Quad turbo W16 Bugatti, sending it off. They're building 99 of these. 99, and all have been sold out. 5 million euro each. Look at this interior. Bugattis are, this is again, kind of like that Rolls-Royce Phantom. This is the next level. Just check out this rear end. It's got like the Bolide inspired kind of cross diagonal taillights too. The Bugatti lettering that extrudes out from the lighting. These things are, I mean, this is a 5 million euro car. So what is that, $6-7 million? I don't know what the exchange rate is right now. Look at all that carbon fiber, that W16 back there. And it has the same top speed, same capability, and you can actually, it's not a show and display, it's road legal for America to drive here because apparently the majority of Bugattis are sold in American market, and this is ridiculous. The end of the W16. This engine is the size of a Mini Cooper. This is a massive, massive motor. You can see the quad turbos, 2 on each side, feeding into 16 cylinders, 1,600 horsepower. What a monster. The next ones will be hybridized, and now with the Ramat's Bugatti partnership, I'm assuming more hybridization and electric vehicles will be coming. EV hypercars from Bugatti soon. We have Ramat's here with the Navara. I met one of the Ramat's guys and he told me how to pronounce it. It's in the reel that I posted on Instagram. This thing is the world's fastest accelerating car, I believe. 0 to 60 in 1.85 seconds, quarter mile in 8.5. Almost 2,000 horsepower. And this one I got to sit inside. We were at Safeway just grabbing some water randomly on like Tuesday, and it was in the parking lot charging, and the guys let me check it out. So cool. This color is also beautiful. Look at this. I'll take a quick look at the interior. But the paint on this one is absolutely amazing. Huge wing. These things are epic. And clearly this Croatian hypercar manufacturer has garnered enough respect and success to have a partnership with a brand like Bugatti. Crazy. We are wrapping up, but we have eaten pretty much nothing and had pretty much nothing to drink, so we're gonna find a food tent somewhere.
That sounds like a plan before Dr. Coolish passes out.
It was fun. I'm not complaining.
Sounded like a lot of complaining. Like,
What?
And just like that, Quail is over. We have come back to the car. The problem is, I could have just spent another 3 hours over there, walking around, taking pictures of videos, and amazing.
Definitely a lot to see.
A lot.
It was really worth it. Even if you just come once, you should come once for Car Week and definitely come to Quail. Because all of the different manufacturers are there, all of the unveilings are there, the cars are beautiful, the setting is beautiful, it's fantastic. It's a different type of experience. It's not cars and coffee in a parking lot.
And we didn't even eat that much food. You don't really drink much. I had no alcohol at all, which I should have probably had a bottle of champagne to get my money's worth, but
yeah. No, I would have eaten more, but you kept videoing. So.
Well, I said you could. Favorite car? The one that you're buying?
Yeah, I thought the
beautiful.
Guntherwerks, the Porsche was beautiful. I like the one that was the exposed carbon fiber.
Yes.
It's going to somebody in China, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a beautiful car. I mean, everything. The Pagani's were beautiful. I mean, there's.
You can't pick. It's so amazing.
Colors on the Rolls Royces that they brought out. Some forbidden pink that was unusual, and then the ghost color was different. It was really nice. I mean, all in all, it was a great day.
Quail. I will.
And not over yet.
Not over yet. We've still got some more going on. My final thoughts. Quail is phenomenal. I've actually vouched for it and said it to many. I remember I was selling it to you. I was like, Dr. K, you have to come to Quail. It is the best car show I've ever been to. The variety, the level, the overall ambiance, the people. I caught up with so many friends. I met Valentino Balboni. Got a picture with him. Horatio Pagani's walking around. Spoke to Christian von Koenigsegg and saw these amazing cars. I could genuinely spend a whole day there looking at the cars, taking pictures, shooting video, meeting people, talking to people. It's phenomenal. I hope the video does convey that. I wanted to capture the overall experience of what it's like to do Quail, and I didn't show off all the food tents and the booths because I was too busy checking out the cars and doing some networking. It was a great day. I am actually exhausted too. I got up early and I was here at 8 o'clock for media access. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's much more Car Week content. Thanks for watching.